If there's one big takeaway from the 2012 Silicon Valley Index, it is that Silicon Valley is mounting an impressive recovery. Again, thanks to an industry the Valley invented.
Media, new social media, internet-based companies, those are clearly the drivers of this.
Silicon Valley's latest comeback is detailed in the Silicon Valley Index. It includes more than 60 different and carefully tracked indicators that show how the Valley is performing.
So the first thing that happens at State of the Valley is we look at the index and we ask, what is it telling us about Silicon Valley right now, and what therefore should our priorities become? That's why we gather at State of the Valley.
The annual conference draws more than 1,000 regional leaders from business, government, and the nonprofit worlds. Sponsored by Joint Venture Silicon Valley and the Silicon Valley Community Foundation, the conference is a town hall meeting like no other.
We figure out what we're good at, we figure out the things that we have to improve upon, we talk about our challenges, and we talk about our opportunities.
Nevertheless, despite Silicon Valley adding 42,000 jobs in 2011, the public sector is still racked by an epic fiscal crisis, and median household incomes are falling. The result is a growing income gap.
The data clearly shows that we are squeezing out the middle class.
The index says one of the big reasons for the disparity is Proposition 13, the landmark property tax reform law passed 3 decades ago.
Prop 13, the way it's constructed and the economy that we now have, it doesn't serve our needs.
A detailed analysis of Prop 13 shows the Great Recession caused home values to drop dramatically. As a result, there are fewer property tax dollars to sustain our historic levels of service in education, public safety, and transportation.
And therefore, we've got to either change how we collect, change how we tax, or change what we spend on.
Along with the discussion of the Silicon Valley Index, the conference focused on climate change and whether Silicon Valley is doing enough to address the issue. Former Chicago Mayor Richard Daley joined San Jose Mayor Chuck Reed to talk about the greening of our cities, Silicon Valley's growing green tech industry, and how public-private partnerships must play a role.
I always believe that we can build a city, rebuild a city that's environmentally friendly, that looks after the health of the person from their home into the street, into their office building.
Each year, Joint Venture honors a local philanthropist with a David Packard Award. Honored this year, real estate developer John Sobrato, who through his family foundation has given nearly $300 million to charitable causes throughout the Valley. The most recent, a $5 million donation to the Valley Medical Center.
John Sobrato is a true Silicon Valley philanthropist, and what I mean by that is he's not just giving to get his name on the side of a building, which is nice, and he likes that, but what I think he likes more is to know and study the social return on his investment.
Philanthropy is also a big part of supporting the arts. Judy Kleinberg, San Jose director of the Knight Foundation, says it's important that Silicon Valley become more than just the epicenter of digital technology.
And there is a synergy between the creative spirit of people in the art and culture world and people in the business world and in the nonprofit world.
Ultimately, the Valley's future depends on improving on what it's always done best.
Making sure that the technology economy is thriving, that the innovation economy has the underpinnings and the foundations that it needs so that we can continue to generate jobs and prosperity for our region.
To get a detailed copy of the 2012 Silicon Valley Index, go to jointventure.org and join the conversation to make Silicon Valley an even better place to work, play, and live.